I got a telephone message yesterday from a yoga teacher called Wendy who wanted me to call her back, but she didn't leave a phone number, so I wasn't able to do that. But what she said was she didn't understand the discussion, but what she'd picked up so far indicated to her that the National Occupational Standards might stop her teaching yoga, and she teaches a couple of classes a week. Well, Wendy, don't worry, you're absolutely fine. The National Occupational Standards will not be compulsory unless you work in a gym or a leisure centre, and even then they're very likely to be rolled in so that anyone who is already teaching in that setting is not going to suddenly have the rug pulled from under their feet. And let me just clarify something, if I can, about the National Occupational Standards. So the yoga profession in the UK is an unregulated profession, and anybody can set themselves up as a yoga teacher, and you may regard that as a problem or not a problem. Within the fitness and gym sector, so places like Virgin Gyms and John Lloyd Gyms, there was an employer-led, i.e. those organisations came to Skills Active, their sector skills council, and said we require some system of having standards for the people who are working in our gyms, who are delivering personal fitness training and spinning classes and body balance classes and all those things you get in gyms alongside yoga where that's offered. They wanted a way of recognising the competence of their training, and that is why the Register of Exercise Professionals was set up. And underlying the Register of Exercise Professionals, which all these fitness instructors are on, are national occupational standards for all the different areas. Now yoga's a bit of an odd case because there are no national occupational standards. A yoga panel of 3 people had to be set up by Skills Active in order to determine which courses and which tutors should be allowed to be included on the Register of Exercise Professionals. Now, I hope that everyone would agree that that is a really odd system, that to base entry onto reps on the judgments of 3 people on a panel without that process being publicly available for scrutiny. We can't see how those decisions are being made. That is a very inadequate way of determining membership of the reps register for yoga teachers, compared with it being based on something that is very clear and open and is a criteria, which is what the National Occupational Standards would provide. So for those who are opposing the National Occupational Standards, I think they're slightly missing the point, because what you should be doing is opposing reps. And a lot of these people did oppose the Register of Exercise Professionals, but it's been with us for 10 years now. It is a fixed part of the fitness industry, and it is valued by the gyms and leisure centres that use it. So do we want our yoga teachers to be included on that register via a committee, or do we want it based on a national occupational standard? Now, this is just a little bit of regulation in one tiny corner of the yoga teaching that goes on in this country. Everything else is unregulated, and the yoga studios, teaching in church halls, setting up your own classes, the National Occupational Standards will have no impact on that. So people like Wendy need not worry unless you're working in the gym sector. And if you're working in that sector, personally, sorry, it's raining on the conservatory roof now. Personally, I would much rather know that my presence on that register is based on something objective rather than the subjective machinations of a 3-person yoga panel. Thanks very much for watching.